Parshas Ki Tisa, we learn about the kior. The kior was the place, the instrument that was used to wash the hands and the feet of the Kohen before he went to serve Hashem in the service of Hashem in the Mishkan or the Beis HaMikdash. Interestingly enough, in Maseches Zvachim, there are several times where the Kohen, without washing his hands and feet, is compared to a Kohen who's missing clothing. We know that the Kohen has special clothing that they have to wear, the Bigdei Kohen, the Bigdei Kuna. They're all listed in Parshas Tetzaveh. The Kohen, the regular Kohen, had 4, the Kohen Gadol had 8. Without those special clothes, a Kohen was not allowed to serve in the Beis HaMikdash. He's a kosher Kohen, but he doesn't have the right clothing, so he's not allowed to serve in the Beis HaMikdash. So we may think that the Kohen's clothing is sort of, as the Torah itself says, l'chavilu teferes. It's glory. It gives a certain glory to the Kohen that he's wearing these special clothing. We see, for example, the clothing have to be on the body of the Kohen. There cannot be anything separating his body from the clothing itself, even to such an extent that the Gemara discusses a situation where when the Kohen picks up his hand, the clothing are hanging, and there's air in between his hand and the sleeve. Is that considered as if it's not in the right place? It's not considered. So it's not really for the outside view. It's more for the Kohen himself. When the Kohen wears these clothing, it puts him in a certain frame of mind. Each one of the articles of clothing, each one has its own reasons and each deep secrets of how it does that. But what we see from here, Rav Hirsch says, Rav Shamshon Paul Hirsch explains that the clothing of the Kohen Gadol are supposed to define the Kohen. I am now a Kohen on my way to serving Hashem in the Beis HaMikdash. And if we compare washing the hands and the feet, it's not a Tuman Tara issue. Even a person goes to the mikvah. It says in Maseches Yuma, after the Kohen Gadol went to the mikvah, changed his clothes, he had to wash his hands. What is he washing his hands? He just completely immersed himself in the mikvah. Why is he washing his hands now? The washing the hands is not a question of purity or impurity. Washing the hands, these are the last parts of the body that are not covered by the clothing of the Kohen. Amazingly, the face is not covered either. But his active body parts, the parts of his body that are active, that he walks with, that he moves, everything is covered by the clothing of the Kohen, but not his hands and not his feet. He must put on the clothing on his hands. He can't wear gloves, not allowed to. You have to do the service of Hashem. You have to walk in the Beis HaMikdash without shoes and without socks, and you have to use your bare hands to do the service of Hashem, but you have to put some sort of clothing. What kind of clothing? Wash them. Washing your hands and your feet, that's the final article of clothing that the Kohen wears in order to approach serving Hashem in the Beis HaMikdash. Of course, this was the idea explaining the kiyar and the water and the washing hands and feet for the Beis HaMikdash, but it's also a lesson for any time we approach serving Hashem in any way. Sometimes we just do things by osmosis. We don't think about what we're doing. We don't even think when we make the bracha, we don't think about the words that we're saying. Hashem sanctified us. And He gave us the mitzvahs so that we can do it, so we connect Him through the mitzvahs. And to think about now, to put on the clothing before we approach any mitzvah, any sort of service to Hashem, to prepare ourselves just a little bit, to be able to know that we're doing something unbelievable. We're connecting to Hashem, we're increasing Kvod Hashem in the world, we're coming closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And with that, our mitzvahs and our service to Hashem will be on a completely different level. Good Shabbos. Please don't forget to subscribe. You'll get the video every week by subscribing. Put a like. Thank you very much. Good Shabbos.